I heard you're trying to come to the Radius. Personally, I wouldn't recommend it. This place isn't a regular place. This is a place where things come to die and live. Only thing that keeps me sane here is, well, music. I'm not very good at it, but, you know, it is what it is.
Weird intro out of the way. I bet you weren't expecting to see me here. On the channel, we're trying something a little bit different. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Into the Radius. This is essentially the very loved Stalker, but in VR. Into the Radius is a VR survival shooter that throws you into a haunted, post-apocalyptic world teeming with danger and mystery. With the PSVR2 release, the game has reached a new level of immersion, combining its already intense survival mechanics with the hardware is powerful. And I mean powerful OLED lenses and haptic feedback. This release has completely changed how I view open world survival games, setting a new benchmark for realism and immersion in VR. For your boy. The narrative in Into the Radius unfolds as you explore the absolutely dubious Petrorsk exclusion zone. Now, the story isn't really forced upon you, but instead revealed through these kind of cryptic messages and environmental clues. This gives the game a strong sense of mystery. As you uncover the truth bit by bit while focusing on your, survival, the exclusion zone is depressing. It's so depressing. And whatever occurred there pretty much froze people in time, and you can discover their memories as you interact with them. It can lead to hearing some pretty haunting stuff, and it gets pretty sad at certain points. So who do you fight in this game? Well, you fight these things called entities. These can range from ghostly apparitions to wherever the these are, or these. Like, what is this? This is terrifying. I don't know if you ever played a VR horror game, but seeing this in VR is no bueno. It's not fun, and you really don't want to do it. You see some seriously scary shit in this game, and I call a few jump scares just walking around. The radius is weird, especially at night, and that's why it's better to plan your travel, because engaging these enemies in the dark is even worse, because most of them are, darker toned. Oh, and stay there. There's also spatial anomalies you have to look out for. They're basically traps that can affect you in different ways. For instance, the reflector anomalies can bounce things back, including you. It can kill you if you throw a probe and it bounces back and hits you in the head or something like that. The most common ones are distortions, which can damage you if you're in them and too close, those can be easily found with probes. Speaking of probes, those are going to be your best friend while you're in the radius. And honestly, they can really save your behind if you're low on health and trying to get back to safety the safe way. So definitely keep some probes on you while you're in the radius, because I ran into a few anomalies and distortions that I didn't need to run into, and I died. Into the Radius has always stood out for its realistic gameplay. The game emphasizes tactical survival, exploration, and very realistic gunplay. Every aspect of gun handling is grounded in realism, from loading bullets to maintaining your firearms, which is pretty essential for survival in a dangerous, anomaly-filled wasteland. I've honestly never thought I would enjoy cleaning weapons in VR, but this game honestly just makes it so much fun.
Alright, my gun is nice and clean. Let's go. Sure, there's ammo in there. Check down the barrel
and honestly, organizing my weapons, ammo, probes, and other items is actually kind of therapeutic. Usually I find it a bit tedious in most games, but Into the Radius makes it really good. Like, I honestly was proud of how much I collected each run, and got back to my base and counted my spoils, and just was proud of my achievement of making it back alive in a very messed up place. And FYI, there are a bunch of guns in this game, from pistols, SMGs, rifles, shotguns, a bunch of other stuff, all of which you can find in the Radius, or you can buy from the shop and test out at the shooting range, as long as you have the right security level. The guns feel amazing, by the way. I played a lot of different VR games, and Into the Radius is definitely up there in terms of great feeling gun handling. Another one of the game's most interesting features is a variety of ammo types available for players to use. Each of the 7 ammo types serves a specific purpose, adding a tactical layer to combat. I mean, you have FMJ, you got armor piercing, overpressure, subsonic, copper, hollow points, buckshot, and slug rounds. Each type of round gives you a different advantage in different situations. I won't go through and explain all of them because it's a lot of them. The ability to choose different ammo types adds a lot of depth to the combat, making you think carefully about which loadout depending on the mission or the enemies you may face. It's kind of funny because I'm not even a gun guy really, but I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to recognize different ammo types laying around and like bullet shapes and all the other different types of stuff. I must say that on PSVR2, the precise haptic feedback of the Sense controllers makes loading, firing, and switching between different ammo types feel really satisfying. I mean, I love that when a gun has an actual safety engaged, it's harder to actually pull the trigger on the back. I just love the little small details that developers add to a lot of these VR games. There are also missions you can pick up from the game to earn extra money and security levels, which actually help you buy better weapons, armors, gear, food, or ammo from the shop at your base. Another satisfying feeling is completing a run and actually selling my extra artifacts, guns, or any other collectibles that I pick up. Speaking of things that I just randomly picked up while playing VR, the sponsor of today's video is Glitch Energy. Playing VR takes a lot of energy, and Glitch Energy has you covered. Whether it be gaming energy or hydration, Glitch's 0 calorie, 0 sugar, and 0 lag formula is one of the best I've ever tried. Check the link in my bio to get you some Glitch today and use code MartydudeVR. Getting back to things, the PSVR2 release of Into the Radius makes full use of the PSVR2's OLED lenses, which delivers stunningly vibrant colors and deep blacks. This makes a world of difference, especially in the game's dark, atmospheric environment. The OLED lenses allow you to see subtle lighting differences, making the world feel alive and a lot more dangerous, whether you're sneaking through a dark forest, abandoned buildings, or just generally walking around at night. I must say that the art style for this game is absolutely stunning. I love a good art style in the VR game, and the developer just killed this one. I mean, it's just so unique. You don't see a lot of games with a certain art style, and the fact that it makes such small detail, like small lights, seem really interesting compared to like the kind of monotone background. It's really nice, and shout out to the developers. And going back to the PSVR2, visually the game looks excellent. With the OLED lenses elevating the overall presentation, the game also offers 2 graphics settings, quality mode and performance mode. Quality mode enhances the visual experience with, sharper textures and improved detail, while performance mode prioritizes smoother gameplay. Both modes look really good on PSVR2, but performance mode is the one that felt for me. I felt a lot of persistence on the quality mode, and I'm glad that devs thought out to actually switch between 2 modes. This may be the first PSVR2 game I've seen with like those 2 options in the menu, but let me know if I'm forgetting some other games, because there's a lot of PSVR2 games. The sound design in this game is actually phenomenal. The subtle environmental sounds and distant threats keep you on the edge kind of at all times. The PSVR2/PS5's 3D audio capabilities ensure that you hear every little sound, whether it's an enemy lurking in the distance or the hum of a nearby anomaly. This heightened sense of awareness is crucial in a game where sound could mean a difference between life and death. And I died a lot during my runs. The worst feeling is when an anomaly is close or an NC is close and you can hear it before you actually see it or it attacks you. In terms of pacing, this game is slow and very deliberate. It's an experience that rewards strategic planning. The open world environment, it's filled to the brim with danger. And the game's nonlinear design encourages exploration at your own pace. However, that does mean resources are scarce and survival requires paying very good attention to your surroundings and what you have. The scarcity of supplies does add a strategic layer to the game and to combat. You can't just run in guns blazing because you're gonna lose a lot of stuff, and you need to manage your supplies carefully and plan for different situations. They even give you a map to keep track of where you are at all times and where you need to go. Inside the map, there's also a timer for a world event called the Tide. The Tide may be one of the craziest things I've seen visually in a VR game. I mean, it happens every 4 days in game and essentially teleports you to a random location on the outskirts of the map. This makes it so you have to keep note of when it happens because it will mess up your run. I literally got teleported to a new location and got sniped by higher level enemies because I wasn't paying attention to the tide timer. So pay attention, don't be like me, because I died like one good time on a very important run and had to start over with a lot of my supplies. Into the Radius on PSVR2 was a standout example of how VR survival games should be done. The addition of OLED lenses enhances the game's already tense and immersive atmosphere, making a very haunting world feel even more alive, which is ironic. It's a very solid game. I'm actually kind of sad I never got into it before. It's really an experience that if you take the time to learn everything, it's really fun, and I highly recommend it to anybody looking for an open world survival game on really any VR console. Whether you're exploring the dark world of the Radius or facing down enemies, the PSVR2 release of Into the Radius offers an unforgettable survival experience to the PlayStation ecosystem. The combination of vibrant OLED visuals, performance optimization, and tactile gameplay makes this one of the best survival games available in VR, and especially on the PSVR2. Personally, I want to thank the developers for giving me a key, because it's honestly opened my eyes to just like a whole new thing when it comes to gaming. This has me want to try out games like Ghost of Tabor to see if I like the inventory management, the extraction system, and just a bunch of different games. Like, I'm really excited for Stalker 2 now. I wasn't really that excited before, but now after playing this, you guys will open my eyes, and I really do thank you for that. If you enjoyed this PSVR2 review of Into the Radius, or just this general review of the game, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Make sure you come back to the channel. Make sure you go to VR.com, get some prescription lenses for VR headsets, and really any VR headset, because they offer lenses for every VR headset. From PSVR2 to Big Screen Beyond, Quest 3, any headset VR rock covers it. Definitely let me know if you guys like this new format. I'm trying something different. I'm trying to up the content. Check out my Cyberpunk VR video, because I did a very good video essay on that. But with that being said, it's been your boy, MartydudeVR. And remember, I'm just a dude with a VR headset. Peace.